Welcome, learner. You've picked a really fascinating area to explore with us today, the subconscious mind.
Absolutely.
You're clearly someone who knows that understanding those, inner workings can unlock some pretty big changes on the outside.
Yeah,
And you want to do that quickly, thoroughly, without getting sort of bogged down. We get it.
totally. And today we're diving deep into your subconscious, that powerful, mostly unseen part of you that's constantly influencing your thoughts, your feelings, your actions.
Mhm.
Think of it like I don't know, the ultimate background app, maybe. Always running, always shaping your experience.
And your mission, learner, which you've already accepted just by tuning in, is to understand how this subconscious mind operates.
Right.
And crucially, how you can actually take the reins, guide it towards positive change.
And we'll be using the Mind Makeover, quick tips for reprogramming your subconscious guide as our roadmap for this deep dive.
Yeah, that guide, it's packed with insights.
It really is. And our goal today is to pull out the core principles, the practical steps, the stuff you can actually apply like right away.
So we'll be looking at its fundamental role, the science behind change.
Mm.
Things like neuroplasticity.
Yep, neuroplasticity, habit formation, all that good stuff. And also how to spot those sneaky negative patterns that can trip us all up sometimes.
Right. And most importantly, those actionable techniques you can weave into daily life for, lasting positive shifts.
Exactly. Practical tools you can use.
So get ready for hopefully some realizations and practical tools, learner. We're about to unlock the incredible potential of your subconscious.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start with the foundation. What exactly is this subconscious mind we keep talking about?
Okay. So at its heart, the subconscious mind is just this vast processing center.
Okay.
It's constantly taking in, handling an enormous amount of information every single second, way more than your conscious mind could possibly manage. And this all happens, beneath your awareness, but it profoundly affects how you see the world, the choices you make, the emotions you feel.
So, like, the conscious mind is the captain making decisions.
Yeah, exactly. While the subconscious is like the entire crew in the engine room just running everything behind the scenes, billions of operations.
Running on autopilot most of the time, doing all that critical background work.
Precisely.
And one of the really key points from the guide is that this subconscious mind, well, it isn't great at telling the difference between what's real and what's just vividly imagined.
That's a critical insight, yeah. Your subconscious responds to strong mental images, intense emotions, as if they were actual experiences happening right now.
Ah, so that's why things like visualization work.
Exactly. Because your subconscious mind just accepts those mental scenarios as a form of reality. It doesn't really fact check in the same way your conscious mind does.
Interesting. And another really important job it has is being what the guide calls the keeper of beliefs.
Yes. It stores all our fundamental beliefs about ourselves, about other people, about how the world works, everything.
Okay.
And these stored beliefs then act as incredibly powerful filters. They like color how you interpret everything that happens to you.
Uh-huh.
And they influence your reactions. It's like you're wearing tinted glasses. Your beliefs are those lenses shaping how you see everything.
Okay, this sounds like it could lead to some tricky situations, especially if we've got some, well, unhelpful beliefs tucked away in there.
Absolutely.
The guide talks about the self-fulfilling prophecy. How does that play out?
Right. The self-fulfilling prophecy. It's the idea that if you hold a belief strongly enough, your subconscious will actually work to bring that belief into reality.
Wow. Without you even realizing?
Often without you realizing it, yeah. If you deeply believe you're going to fail at something, your subconscious might subtly, undermine your efforts, sabotage you almost.
Leading to the very outcome you feared.
Exactly. And conversely, a strong belief in your ability to succeed can empower you, make you take decisive actions, see challenges differently.
As opportunities, maybe.
As opportunities for growth, yeah. It's like your subconscious is constantly trying to prove you right, trying to validate what you already believe to be true.
The guide shares a really relatable story here about struggling with the belief of not being a math person.
Ah, yes, the math person belief. Classic.
And it highlights how the anxiety and, well, the poor performance actually reinforced that negative belief. It became a loop.
That's a perfect example of how these prophecies work. The initial belief, I'm bad at math, creates anxiety.
Right.
The anxiety leads to poorer performance. Maybe you freeze up on a test, which then just solidifies the original belief. See, I told you I was bad at math.
It becomes a closed circuit reinforcing itself.
Exactly. And it wasn't until a conscious effort was made to challenge that, to shift that underlying belief, that a real transformation could happen.
So the anxiety lessened.
The anxiety lessened, the person became more open to learning, maybe tried different approaches, and ultimately their math skills actually improved.
The experience shifted because the belief changed first.
The foundational belief changed, yes.
It's amazing how that internal shift can change your external experience. And the guide also brings in the reticular activating system, or RAS. How does that fit in?
Ah, the RAS. It's basically a network of neurons in your brainstem. Think of it as a filter.
Okay.
It filters the massive amount of sensory information you encounter constantly, deciding what actually gets your conscious attention.
And our beliefs influence this filter.
They act like instructions for your RAS, yeah. Whatever you believe is important or true, your RAS is more likely to notice in your environment.
So if I believe opportunities are everywhere,
Your RAS will be more attuned to spotting them. But if you believe the world is dangerous or opportunities are scarce,
your RAS focuses on threats or lack.
exactly. It's like your brain's personal search engine filtering reality based on the search terms you've programmed in through your beliefs.
So our beliefs are like the search terms for our brain's attention filter.
Wow, pretty much, yeah.
And it's not just what we notice, but also how we interpret things, right? The guide gives that powerful example of two people losing their jobs.
Exactly. Same event, totally different reactions based on pre-existing beliefs.
Right.
One person, who maybe believes in their own resilience, sees challenges as new beginnings. They might view the job loss as an opportunity.
Explore a new career. Start a business, maybe.
Yeah, whereas someone else, maybe someone who believes jobs are scarce or they aren't good enough.
They see it as devastating, confirmation of their negative belief.
Exactly. The external situation is identical, but their internal reality, shaped by those subconscious beliefs, leads to vastly different interpretations, different emotional responses.
It really highlights the power we have then to shape our experience by working with our subconscious.
Absolutely. Which brings us to the exciting part. How do we actually start making changes? The guide dives into the science of change next.
Right, and the first key concept here is neuroplasticity. Sounds technical, but the guide explains it really clearly.
Yeah, neuroplasticity is foundational. Simply put, it's your brain's amazing ability to reorganize itself
How?
by forming new neural connections throughout your entire life. It's not fixed, not static. It's constantly adapting, rewiring itself based on your experiences, thoughts, behaviors.
Like it's always remodeling itself.
Exactly. Think of it like your brain being in a constant state of renovation.
The guide uses a great analogy comparing the brain to a highway system always under construction.
Yeah.
New routes being built, old ones maybe getting overgrown.
That's a perfect way to visualize it, learner. Every time you learn something new, practice a skill, even just have a new thought.
You're creating or strengthening pathways.
Precisely.
Yeah.
You're building or paving those neural highways. And this neuroplasticity, it's the biological basis for our ability to learn, grow, and crucially, to change those deep patterns. You can literally rewire your brain.
And this ability to rewire is key to understanding habit formation, right?
Yeah.
And breaking unwanted habits. The guide covers that too.
Certainly. Habits, good or bad, are basically patterns of behavior that become automatic over time. They're efficient for the brain. How they form. The guide explains it using the habit loop, 3 parts. Cue, routine, reward.
Cue, routine, reward.
Okay, the cue is the trigger. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is the positive reinforcement your brain gets afterwards.
That makes you want to do it again.
Exactly, that's what locks it in.
The guide gives that common example.
Mhm.
Evening snacking while watching TV.
Right. The cue might be stress or boredom or just settling onto the couch.
The routine is heading to the kitchen for chips.
And the reward is that temporary comfort or distraction or just a taste.
So how do you break a habit like that using the loop?
Well, the guide suggests a couple of main strategies. One is to change the cue.
Okay.
So instead of watching TV where you usually snack, maybe read a book in a different room, disrupt the trigger.
Or alter the routine itself?
Yeah. When you feel that urge while watching TV, consciously replace the snacking with something else. Maybe do some quick stretches, drink some water, chew gum, interrupt the automatic response.
And the reward part is important too, isn't it? Even for building good habits.
Absolutely. The reward reinforces the loop. So when you're building a new positive habit, make sure there's a clear, satisfying reward.
Even if it's just feeling good about it.
Yeah. Even if it's just the feeling of accomplishment or noticing the long-term benefits, like after a workout, focusing on that energized feeling or the satisfaction of sticking to it, That positive reinforcement makes you more likely to repeat it.
This whole process seems tied to dopamine, that feel-good chemical,
That's right. Dopamine plays a huge role. When you perform a habit and get that reward, dopamine release strengthens the neural pathway for that habit.
making you want to do it again.
It's your brain saying, hey, that felt good, let's remember that. And while this makes bad habits sticky,
The good news is we can consciously create positive habits that also trigger dopamine.
exactly, we can train our brains for more helpful behaviors using the same mechanism.
So understanding this loop gives us a lot more control. Now, the guide really hammers home the power of consistency for making changes stick. Why is consistency so crucial?
Consistency is fundamental for reprogramming learner for several key reasons. First, neuroplasticity repetition strengthens pathways.
Right, paving those new highways.
Exactly. Consistency makes those new positive pathways strong and efficient, while the old unwanted ones gradually weaken from disuse, like those overgrown roads.
Okay.
Second, you will encounter resistance. Old habits, the brain's preference for familiar, it fights back initially.
Uh-huh.
Consistency helps you push through that initial resistance, establish a new normal in your neural circuits.
It's like pushing a heavy boulder, right?
Right.
Hard at first, but easier once it's moving.
Precisely. Consistent small actions build momentum. They create a positive feedback loop. You see small progress, you feel motivated, you keep going, strengthening the pathways further.
And maybe most profoundly, consistency starts to reshape your identity.
Yes. When you consistently act a certain way, you gradually start to see yourself as that type of person.
So if I consistently practice gratitude,
You slowly shift your self-perception to being a grateful person. It's about embodying the change.
that makes so much sense. But let's be real, learner. Change isn't always smooth. Bumps happen. The guide talks about dealing with setbacks.
Absolutely. Setbacks are inevitable. You miss a day, slip back into an old pattern during stress. It happens.
It's easy to get discouraged then.
Very easy. But the guide stresses. Setbacks are not failures. They are learning opportunities.
Okay, so what's the first step when a setback happens?
Radical self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Beating yourself up just makes it harder to get back on track.
Instead of judgment, use it as data.
Exactly. Try to understand what triggered it. What can you learn? What can you do differently next time? View it objectively.
And the guide also mentions fear and resistance often accompany change.
Yes, natural responses. Your brain loves the familiar, even if it's not serving you well.
How did that show up?
Procrastination, self-doubt creeping in, that strong urge to just revert back to the old ways.
So what helps with that?
The guide offers a few strategies. One is just acknowledging the fear, naming it. Realizing it's normal can lessen its power.
Takes away some of its punch.
Yeah. And another powerful tool is visualization. Spending even a few minutes imagining yourself successfully navigating the change, feeling the positive outcomes.
It primes your subconscious for success, reduces the fear.
It really can. It helps rewire expectations.
And to help us put these principles into action, the guide offers practical exercises, like the 30-day challenge.
The 30-day challenge is fantastic for kickstarting a new habit. Focusing your energy on one specific behavior for 30 days leverages neuroplasticity and consistency.
And 30 days feels achievable, right?
Yeah.
Less daunting than forever.
Exactly. It provides a tangible time frame.
There's also the 21-day gratitude practice mentioned.
Yeah, similar idea, but focused specifically on cultivating that positive, appreciative mindset we talked about.
How's that work?
Consistently taking time each day, maybe before bed, to actively write down things you're genuinely grateful for and really feeling that gratitude.
You're actively training your subconscious to focus on the positive.
Strengthening those positive neural pathways. Okay, so we've covered understanding the subconscious, the science of change. Now, how do we pinpoint those unhelpful patterns running beneath the surface? The guide has a whole section on identifying negative patterns.
Right, and it calls them weeds that hinder positive growth. And they show up in sneaky ways, right? Like self-sabotage, self-criticism.
Procrastination, fear, difficulties in relationships, even trouble achieving goals. They might not be obvious at first.
So recognizing them is the crucial first step to uprooting them.
Absolutely. And the guide gives us some insightful techniques to identify our limiting beliefs, those deep ideas about ourselves and the world that hold us back.
One is the mirror exercise. Sounds simple, maybe too simple.
It sounds simple, but it can be profoundly revealing. Just standing in front of a mirror, looking yourself in the eye for a few minutes.
And noticing what comes up. Thoughts, feelings.
Exactly. The guide mentions someone being genuinely surprised by the negative self-talk that surfaced. It's a direct confrontation with those subconscious beliefs you might ignore day to day.
Another technique is tracing the origins of thoughts, like mental detective work.
Yes. When you notice a negative or limiting thought, gently ask yourself, where did I learn to think this?
Is it based on current facts or an old experience, something someone told me?
Right. Questioning if it's still valid or serving you today, it challenges the belief's foundation.
And then there's the body scan technique, highlighting that mind-body connection again.
Our bodies often hold tension related to subconscious beliefs or emotions. The body scan involves mentally sweeping through your body.
Noticing tightness, discomfort.
Any physical sensations. These can be valuable clues pointing to underlying emotional or belief patterns you're not consciously aware of.
Okay, so once we start becoming aware of these underlying beliefs, the guide dives into common negative thought patterns many of us fall into, like all or nothing thinking.
Ah, yes. Black and white thinking, seeing things in extremes, perfect or total failure, no middle ground.
So what's the antidote?
Actively look for the shades of gray. Use words like sometimes or partially to reflect reality more accurately. Avoid those absolutes.
Then there's overgeneralization. I think a lot of people relate to this one.
Taking one negative experience and applying it broadly to everything. Fail one interview. Conclude you'll never get hired.
Right.
The advice. Remind yourself, one event doesn't dictate all future outcomes. Actively look for contrary evidence from your past.
Mental filter is another big one, filtering out the positive, only seeing the negative.
Like wearing glasses that only let you see the bad stuff. The guide suggests consciously looking for positives in every situation.
Keeping a positivity journal even.
Exactly. Actively recording the good things, no matter how small.
And its close cousin, discounting the positive. Equally sneaky.
This is when you dismiss positive experiences or compliments. Oh, that was just luck, or anyone could have done that.
Undermining your own success.
Totally. Overcoming this involves consciously practicing accepting compliments gracefully and keeping a success journal to acknowledge and celebrate your achievements.
We also have jumping to conclusions, mind reading, and fortune telling.
Making negative interpretations without evidence, assuming you know what others think, negatively, usually, or predicting bad outcomes with no basis.
So, ask for evidence. Consider alternatives.
Exactly. Challenge those assumptions. What proof do you actually have? What else could be true?
Magnification or minimization, distorting importance.
Blowing your flaws way out of proportion or shrinking your positive qualities, the guide suggests using a 1-10 scale to rate the actual impact of things.
Get perspective. Consider the bigger picture.
Right.
Put it in context.
Emotional reasoning feels particularly tricky because it feels so real.
The belief that your feelings are reality. I feel stupid, therefore I am stupid.
So the key is,
remind yourself feelings aren't facts. Look for objective evidence that contradicts the feeling.
and finally, those should statements. So self-critical. Constantly criticizing yourself or others with rigid shoulds, oughts, musts, sets unrealistic expectations, leads to guilt.
What's the alternative?
Replace should with softer options like, I'd prefer, or it would be helpful if. Practice self-compassion in your inner dialogue. Be kinder. Now, to really dig into these patterns in your own life, the guide suggests some powerful journaling exercises.
The first is the daily thought record. Sounds proactive.
Yeah, tracking your thoughts throughout the day, noting the situation, the thought, the emotion.
And then challenging it, finding alternatives.
Exactly. Finding more balanced, realistic perspectives. The guy gives an example. Feeling left out, then considering other, less personal reasons why.
Then there's the belief challenge, directly confronting those limiting beliefs.
This is powerful. Write down a specific belief, then ask, what evidence supports it? What contradicts it? Where did it come from? How is it serving or limiting me now?
And then create a new, more empowering belief.
Precisely. Consciously rewrite it based on your analysis.
The future self letter is an interesting one, writing from the future.
Yeah, from the perspective of you having already achieved your goals, overcome challenges, it gives amazing insight into what's truly important.
And helps identify current beliefs or patterns acting as obstacles.
It can be a huge motivator and source of clarity.
And finally, meeting your inner critic. Dialoguing with that harsh inner voice.
Yes. Journaling a conversation with it, asking, what are you afraid of? How are you trying to protect me, even if it feels negative?
Understanding its fears and offering compassion can diminish its power.
Significantly, it's all about bringing the unconscious into conscious awareness, giving you the power to choose differently.
Okay, so once we're more aware of these negative patterns, what do? The guide transitions smoothly to the power of positive affirmations.
Affirmations, those positive statements we repeat to ourselves. You're right, people have strong opinions, love them, or skeptical.
So how do they actually work on the subconscious?
Well, it goes back to the subconscious not being great at distinguishing real from imagined. By consistently, intentionally feeding it positive, empowering statements, you start reprogramming it. You're teaching it to accept these new thoughts as true.
Gradually rewriting that internal script.
Exactly. Over time, with repetition and feeling, these new positive beliefs take root. They influence your automatic thoughts, emotions, reactions.
And the guide stresses that emotion is key. Right, not just robotic repetition.
Crucial. When you repeat an affirmation and genuinely feel the positive emotion associated with it, that's when it has the strongest impact. It's about engaging with the feeling of its truth.
Okay, so how do we create good affirmations? The guide has guidelines.
Yes. First, make them personal. Resonate with your goals, your areas for improvement.
Right.
Second, phrase them positively. Focus on what you want, not what you want to avoid. I'm confident, not I am not anxious.
Present tense is important too.
Always present tense, as if it's already true. I am confident, not I will be.
And keep them concise, easy to remember.
Yep. Clear, concise, memorable, so you can easily repeat them throughout the day.
Makes sense, but just creating them isn't enough. We need to use them. The guide suggests daily rituals.
Consistency again. It recommends morning mirror work. Looking yourself in the eye, repeating your affirmations with conviction, with feeling.
Okay, what else?
Affirmation meditation. Focusing on them during meditation, visualizing them as true, feeling the positive emotions.
Journaling them too.
Affirmation journaling, yes. Writing them down reinforces the message, and even affirmation walks, repeating them while walking outside.
Connecting them to movement and fresh air. I like that.
Simple but effective ways to integrate them.
Sometimes, though, especially at first, saying these things can feel unbelievable, awkward if they contradict old beliefs.
Very common. The guide offers tips for making them more believable.
Like starting small.
Yes, be gentle. If I am completely confident feels too big a stretch, try I'm choosing to be more confident or I'm learning to feel more confident.
Soften it a bit.
Exactly. You can also add evidence. Instead of just, I am becoming more successful. Maybe I am becoming more successful. My idea was well received yesterday. Ground it in reality.
And the guide also mentions integrating affirmations with other practices, amplifying the effect.
Absolutely. Combining them with gratitude journaling, goal setting, mindfulness, physical movement, breathing techniques.
Yeah.
It creates a more holistic, synergistic approach.
So if my goal is a promotion, my affirmation might be,
I am capable and prepared for this leadership role. Connecting the positive self-talk to your specific aspiration.
Finally, the guide mentions tracking progress. Why is that important?
It keeps you motivated. Journaling about your affirmations and feelings, tracking your mood, looking for specific indicators in your life.
Seeing them become reality.
Exactly. Maybe getting feedback from others, too. It helps you see what's working, refine your practice, reminds you they're tools that need consistent, correct use.
Okay, learner, we're building a solid toolkit. Subconscious understanding, science of change, identifying patterns, affirmations. Now let's move to another potent technique. Visualization.
Visualization. Truly fascinating. It directly leverages the subconscious mind's tendency to respond to vivid mental imagery as if it were real.
So by creating clear mental images of desired outcomes.
You're sending powerful signals directly to your subconscious, priming it to align with those visions, work towards making them reality.
Like creating a mental blueprint.
Exactly, learner. A detailed blueprint. The guide gives a step-by-step approach.
Okay, walk us through it.
First, choose your scene. Be specific about the goal or outcome.
Got it.
Then, set the stage. Imagine the environment in rich detail sights, sounds, temperature, everything.
Cast yourself in the scene next. Your appearance, demeanor.
Yes. Then add action. Mentally walk through the steps you'd take to achieve the outcome successfully.
And engaging emotions is crucial here too,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely crucial. Consciously focus on feeling the positive emotions, joy, confidence, satisfaction, gratitude. The more intensely you feel them, the more impactful the visualization.
Engage all senses too.
Yes. What do you see clearly? Hear distinctly? Smell? Touch? Even taste? More sensory detail makes it more real for the subconscious.
And repeat regularly. Refine it over time.
Exactly. Make it a daily practice. Add more detail, more emotional resonance.
The guide gives that example of visualizing a successful presentation. Imagining feeling confident, speaking smoothly, seeing positive reactions.
Perfect example. Makes it concrete. And visualization isn't just for goals. The guide suggests using it for relaxation, even healing.
Like imagining a warm, healing light spreading through your body.
Precisely. Soothing tension or discomfort.
It also talks about integrating visualization with mindfulness routines.
Yeah.
Sounds powerful.
They complement each other beautifully. Mindful visualization walks, combining walking awareness with visualizing positive energy around you.
Visualization meditation.
Cultivating calm focus first, then introducing a positive visualization. And bedtime visualization, imagining your ideal tomorrow, drifting off with peaceful images, great for sleep.
Visualization can be challenging for some, though. The guide addresses common hurdles.
It does. Difficulty seeing clear images is one.
What's the advice there?
Don't get discouraged. Focus on the feelings, other senses. Trust the process is still working, even if the images aren't perfect.
What about mind wandering?
Normal. Gently, patiently redirect focus back to the visualization each time. No judgment.
And feeling silly.
Reframe it as mental rehearsal. Focus on the benefits, the positive outcomes.
And it's important to remember visualization works best when it inspires action. Right?
Absolutely. It should motivate you to take tangible steps. After visualizing, ask yourself, what small step can I take today that aligns with this?
How can I align my daily actions? What habits need changing?
Exactly. Bridge the mental imagery with consistent real-world effort. That's where the true power lies. Okay, learner, another tool for the kit. Next up, mindfulness.
Mindfulness, it's everywhere these days. But for reprogramming the subconscious, what is it exactly and how does it help?
At its core, mindfulness is intentionally paying attention to the present moment.
With non-judgmental awareness.
Exactly. Aware of thoughts, feelings, sensations, surroundings without getting swept away or labeling them good or bad.
How does that reprogram the subconscious?
It creates space, a pause between an automatic thought and your reaction.
So you can become aware of the automatic pattern.
Yes. And in that space, you can make a conscious choice about how you want to respond instead of just reacting on old programming.
Becoming aware of those unseen programs as they run.
Precisely. Observing your thoughts and feelings non-judgmentally lets you see the recurring patterns, helpful or unhelpful. That awareness is the first step to change.
The guide offers some quick, accessible mindfulness exercises.
Things anyone can do, like the 1-minute breath.
Perfect for busy schedules.
Totally. Set a timer for 1 minute. Close your eyes if you want. Focus entirely on your breath. Maybe inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4. Quick reset. Calms the nervous system.
The 5 senses check-in sounds grounding too.
Very practical. Pause. Name 5 things you see, 4 you touch, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. Pulls you right back to the present, especially if feeling overwhelmed.
And mindful walking. Turning a walk into mindfulness.
Focusing on the sensation of feet on ground, body movement, sights, sounds, smells around you transforms a routine activity.
The body scan meditation is another one. Tuning into physical sensations.
Systematically bringing attention to different body parts, noticing sensations without judgment, deepens body connection, reveals tension often linked to emotions or beliefs.
And mindful listening. Being present in conversations.
Giving the speaker your full attention, not just words, but tone. Body language, understanding, not just formulating your response, improves connection immensely.
Beyond specific exercises, the guide suggests integrating mindfulness into daily activities.
Like mindful eating, paying full attention to taste, texture, aroma, tuning into hunger and fullness cues, changes your relationship with food.
Mindful commuting, too, instead of autopilot.
Yeah. Driving, feel the wheel, hear the engine, notice surroundings, public transport, observe people, environment without judgment, bringing awareness to the mundane.
Mindfulness breaks at work. Mindful technology use.
All helpful. Resetting during the day, being intentional with devices instead of mindless scrolling.
Practicing can be challenging, though. The guide addresses obstacles.
Like no time, the advice, start small, even 1 minute helps.
Mind wandering.
Totally normal. Gently redirect attention back, again and again. Patience is key.
Feeling sleepy during practice.
Try practicing when more alert, or try standing or watching meditation.
Not seeing benefits right away.
Be patient. Benefits are often subtle, accrue over time. Track small changes in mood, reactions. Mindfulness creates that essential space for conscious choice, less automatic reaction. Now let's move to even quicker tools for calm. Breathing techniques.
Ah, yes, the breath. Always with us, yet we rarely use it consciously to shift our state.
Exactly, learner. Breathwork is consciously controlling breathing patterns to influence your physical, mental, emotional state.
An accessible tool to signal safety and calm to the brain.
Instantly, even when things feel stressful.
How does it work physiologically? Activating the parasympathetic nervous system.
Yes. Deep, slow breathing activates the rest and digest system, counteracts the fight or flight response, reduces stress, anxiety, promotes calm,
More oxygen to the brain, too.
increases oxygen flow, improves clarity, focus, reduces mental fog. It also helps release physical tension, which eases mental tension.
And grounds you in the present moment.
Exactly. Focusing on breath interrupts worry cycles about past or future.
The guide introduces some simple, effective breathing patterns.
Like box breathing or square breathing, great for calm and focus.
How does that work?
Simple 4-part cycle. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, pause empty 4. Repeat. Visualize tracing a square.
Then there's 4-7-8 breathing, a natural tranquilizer.
Developed by Dr. Andrew Weil. Exhale completely. Inhale quietly through nose 4, hold gently 7, exhale slowly through mouth. Whooshing sound 8. Repeat a few times. Great for relaxation, sleep.
Alternate nostril breathing sounds more intricate.
From yogic practice. Balances brain hemispheres, promotes calm. Use thumb and finger to close one nostril, breathe through the other in a rhythm. Feels unusual at first, but very centering for many.
And basic belly breathing, diaphragmatic breathing.
Breathing more efficiently, deeply using the diaphragm. Focus on belly rising and falling, not just shallow chest movement. Very calming.
Regular practice reprograms the subconscious for calm, enhances other techniques.
Yes, calm becomes a more default response to stress, and it deepens affirmations, visualization. Focusing on breath strengthens present moment awareness, mindfulness. It's your anchor.
Okay, learner, another powerful practice, cultivating gratitude.
Gratitude. Seems simple, being thankful, but the guide suggests it has deep power to reshape the subconscious.
Oh, so?
It actively shifts your focus away from what's lacking towards the abundance already present.
Like retraining the brain to look for the positive.
Exactly. Our brains have that negativity bias, paying more attention to threats, problems. Gratitude is a direct counterforce.
Consistently feeding the subconscious positive input, reinforcing optimism.
Yes. It's not just a fleeting good feeling, it's reshaping your habitual way of thinking, perceiving. The guide shares a personal story of shifting from seeing obstacles to seeing opportunities through daily gratitude.
The guide suggests several daily gratitude practices.
Easy to incorporate. Gratitude journaling is popular and effective.
Just writing down specific things you're grateful for each day, big or small.
Yes. Helps solidify positive feelings, trains your mind to seek the good.
What about a gratitude jar?
Writing things on slips of paper, collecting them, reading through them periodically is a powerful reminder of abundance.
Gratitude meditation.
Yeah.
Expressing gratitude to others.
Focusing on appreciation during meditation and expressing thanks, verbally or written, benefits the giver too. Reinforcing their own thankfulness. Even just a mental gratitude list throughout the day helps.
So it's about consistently directing attention towards appreciation. Now, let's shift outward to our physical surroundings. Creating a positive environment. How does our space impact our subconscious?
Our environment plays a huge, often underestimated role. It shapes our mental state, influences the subconscious constantly.
Clutter leads to stress. Organization promotes calm.
Generally, yes. A cluttered, disorganized space can subconsciously trigger feelings of stress, overwhelm. A clean, organized, pleasing space promotes calm, control, well-being. Our surroundings send subtle messages.
Makes sense. Chaos around us often feels like chaos within. So decluttering is a key first step.
Absolutely crucial. The guide offers practical strategies.
Like starting small, one category at a time.
Yes, manageable chunks. Books, then clothes, etc. Use the 1-year rule. Haven't used it in a year. Consider letting it go. Ask, does this add value or joy?
Beyond decluttering, what else creates a positive space?
Maximizing natural light, huge mood booster. Choosing calming or uplifting colors. Creating a dedicated relaxation area. Comfortable temperature. Pleasant scents, adding textures. Organizing for efficiency-supporting routines.
The guide also mentions visual reminders of positivity.
Powerful cues for the subconscious. Vision boards representing goals. Affirmation cards placed strategically. Inspiring quotes. Goal trackers. Gratitude walls with notes.
And designing specific areas for positive routines, morning and evening.
Thoughtfully designing those spaces creates powerful cues. Morning. Prepare the night before. Let light in. Peaceful space for rituals, energizing elements. Evening. Wind down zone, calming lighting. No electronics in bedroom. Elements signaling rest.
Maintaining this positive environment is ongoing, right? not a one-off clean.
Absolutely, learner. It requires consistent attention. Daily tidy up, regular deep cleans, reassessing if it still serves you, letting go of what doesn't.
The guide addresses challenges too. Lack of time, budget, resistance from others.
Yes, offering practical tips. Ultimately, transforming your environment is a journey with far-reaching effects, relationships, creativity, professional life, consistently reinforcing the positive inner changes you're making. Okay, learner. External environment influences internal. Now, how our physical body impacts our mind, the role of physical activity.
That mind-body connection is so profound, isn't it? More than just a saying.
Genuinely is. When you move, you're not just working muscles. You're directly influencing brain chemistry, mood, thought patterns.
That feeling of clarity after a workout.
That's it in action. Physical activity triggers endorphins, other neurochemicals, direct positive impact on perception, emotion, well-being.
And the guide highlights longer-term mental benefits too.
Absolutely. Reduced stress and anxiety, boosted self-esteem, confidence, enhanced cognitive function, memory, focus, boosted creativity, improved sleep. All create fertile ground for subconscious reprogramming.
You don't need to become a marathon runner, though. Quick exercises help.
Correct. Short bursts make a difference. The guide mentions power poses for confidence, desk push-ups, jumping for joy, dance breaks, stretching, mindful walking.
Easy to incorporate without lots of time or equipment.
Exactly.
And finding ways to build more movement into daily life generally.
Taking stairs, walking during calls, active commuting, desk exercises, moving during TV commercials, little things add up.
Mindful movement is also mentioned, connecting back to mindfulness.
Bringing full attention to body sensations during exercise. Focusing on breath, senses, setting intentions, enhances physical benefits, trains mind-body connection, helps identify subconscious patterns held in the body.
While movement is important, the guide stresses rest and recovery too.
Balance is key, learner. Teach your subconscious the importance of rest just as you teach it activity. Prioritize sleep, active recovery like stretching, meditation, relaxation techniques. Mindful rest, avoid multitasking, fully relax.
Tracking progress here is important too. Not just fitness, but mental shifts.
Mood journal after activity, energy levels, specific achievements, self-reflection on the connection, monitor progress, reinforce the positive link between moving your body and a healthier mind, celebrate your body's abilities. Okay, learner, let's talk fuel for the brain, nutrition.
It's increasingly clear how much diet impacts mental well-being, not just physical. That brain-gut connection the guide discusses.
A vital link, learner. What we eat directly impacts brain function, mood, mental health. The guide mentions someone noticing how processed foods led not just to sluggishness, but mental fog, poor concentration, mood swings.
It lists specific brain-boosting foods too.
Nutrient-rich options. Blueberries, antioxidants. Fatty fish like salmon, omega-3s. Turmeric, anti-inflammatory. Dark chocolate in moderation. Nuts and seeds, vitamin E, omega-3s. Leafy greens, vitamins, minerals. Eggs, B vitamins.
And simple meal prep ideas to incorporate them.
Easy things. Brain-boosting smoothie bowl, salmon avocado salad, overnight oats with berries nuts, lentil soup with spinach. Practical ways to nourish your brain.
The guide emphasizes how nutrition affects focus, concentration.
The brain is energy intensive, needs high-quality fuel. Antioxidants, omega-3s protect brain cells, improve memory, learning. Diets high in saturated fat, refined sugar can impair function, clarity.
Mindful eating is highlighted again here.
Paying full attention to the eating experience. Flavors, textures, aromas, tuning into hunger fullness cues, healthier relationship with food, and hydration crucial for brain function.
So not just what we eat, but how, and staying hydrated. The guide offers practical tips.
Aim for balanced meals, colorful fruits veg, healthy fats, lean protein, smart snacks, mindful caffeine alcohol intake. Practice mindful eating. Keep a food mood journal to spot connections.
It addresses challenges too. Time constraints, cravings, cooking skills, budget, social pressure.
Yes, with practical suggestions. The key takeaway: small, consistent dietary changes lead to significant mental improvements over time. Okay, learner, in our info-bombarded world, the guide tackles limiting information overload. Why is this crucial?
It feels like constant information influx is overwhelming for our brains.
It absolutely is, learner. Information overload has negative consequences. Decreased attention span, difficulty concentrating, impaired decisions, more stress, anxiety, poor memory.
Conflicting beliefs even. Analysis paralysis.
Yes. Mental bandwidth gets saturated. Can't process effectively.
So how do we filter and prioritize? The guide offers strategies.
First, identify your real information needs. What's essential for growth, work, core interests. Clarify priorities, become selective.
Curate your sources. Choose reputable ones, unfollow draining ones.
Exactly. Then implement an information diet. Set specific times for info consumption. Limit social media. Take digital breaks, let your mind rest, process.
The touch it once principle sounds efficient.
Yeah. Encounter info email, article, decide immediately. Action needed. Do it now or schedule it. No action. File it or discard it. Prevents pileups, mental clutter. Having an organizing system, digital, physical, is also key.
The guide stresses quality over quantity in media. Makes sense.
We think we need to consume everything, but multitasking is a myth, just rapid attention switching. Decreases focus, comprehension.
So engage deeply with fewer high-quality sources.
Take notes, reflect, journal. Solidify understanding. Curate a personal best-of collection of impactful content.
It also mentioned practicing mindful media consumption, using that SW technique.
Before consuming, stop, take a breath, observe your intention. Why this? Does it align? Proceed thoughtfully.
A 24-hour rule before reacting to charged news. Information Sabbaths.
Yes. Disconnect completely sometimes. Give your mind a break. Cultivating information literacy, evaluating sources, spotting fallacies, considering alternatives is essential too.
And creating a personal info management system. Embracing not knowing.
Having an organized system reduces clutter. Regularly review, purge. Embracing not knowing is liberating. Opens you to learning, reduces pressure. Practice selective ignorance in areas that don't truly matter to you. Okay, learner, we've managed info coming in. Now, letting go of what no longer serves us, the art of letting go.
This feels critical, learner. We carry so much emotional baggage.
We absolutely do. And the guide explains that consciously letting go of negative emotions, past hurts, limiting experiences is crucial for inner peace, happiness, reprogramming the subconscious for positivity.
We hold on often as a misguided attempt to protect ourselves.
Yes, but clinging traps us in negative cycles, prevents moving forward.
So how do we actually let go? The guide has techniques.
The body release technique.
Yeah?
Focus on the emotion, feel it physically, use breath to visualize it, leaving on the exhale.
The letter writing ritual.
Write everything out uncensored about a person or situation, then symbolically dispose of it, burn it, tear it up, signifying release.
The balloon visualization.
Gentler. Imagine attaching negative emotions to balloons. Watch them float away.
The guide also discusses forgiveness and acceptance exercises, often tied to letting go.
Yes. Letting go often involves forgiveness of others and, crucially, of ourselves.
The forgiveness mirror exercise.
Yeah.
The 30-day forgiveness challenge.
Looking in the mirror, repeating forgiveness affirmations. Daily focus on the intention of forgiveness. The guide stresses. Forgiveness isn't condoning or forgetting. It's liberating yourself from resentment, anger.
Holding on to negativity programs the subconscious for more negativity.
While letting go creates space for positive patterns to emerge.
Letting go can be hard, though. The guide addresses resistance.
Fear of the unknown familiar pain feels safer than uncertainty. Start small. Focus on positive outcomes.
Identity attachment. Seeing hurts as part of who we are.
Gently challenge that narrative. Visualize the lighter, empowered self without that burden.
A perceived need for justice. Wanting the other person to acknowledge wrongdoing.
Holding on only hurts you. Forgiveness is a gift to yourself, freeing you from the past.
The guide suggests incorporating letting go into daily routines.
Morning intention to let go of what doesn't serve. Mindful moments to release tension. Evening reflection to release negative experiences. Physical activity for emotional release. Creates a positive feedback loop, easier to release in future, opens you to more positivity. Okay, learner, next up. Celebrating small wins. Often overlooked, but important.
Seems simple, but the guide suggests acknowledging small achievements significantly impacts the subconscious.
It truly does, learner. Celebrating even tiny wins reinforces positive behavior. Remember, dopamine.
Right, the brain seeks rewards. Celebrating releases dopamine.
Reinforcing the behavior that led to the win tells your subconscious, this feels good, let's do more.
Creating that positive feedback loop, building momentum.
Exactly. And we need to redefine win. It's not just the big finish line.
Progress counts. Effort counts. Learning from setbacks counts.
All count as meaningful wins. We tend to downplay achievements, rush to the next thing, consciously stop and celebrate.
How? The guide suggests practical ways.
Simple verbal acknowledgement. Good job, me. Rewarding yourself with something small, enjoyable. Visual representation. Marble in a jar for each step.
Sharing with supportive friends.
Yes.
Savoring the feeling.
Yes, external validation helps. And really feel the accomplishment, the pride.
Celebrating small wins also counteracts negativity bias.
Our brains focus on what's wrong. Actively celebrating trains the mind to focus on positives, recognize progress, shifts overall outlook more optimistic, resilient.
The guide gives examples of wins to celebrate. Shifts in thinking, sticking to habits, overcoming challenges, consistency,
Exactly. Even just showing up when it's hard is a win.
and the benefits ripple outwards. Better outlook, relationships, resilience.
Absolutely, learner. Makes you more appreciative of others' efforts, too. It's actively rewiring your brain for positivity, motivation, success. Okay, learner, building foundations. Next, the importance of a support system.
The people around us has such a huge impact on our mindset, beliefs, progress.
We're social creatures. Relationships profoundly influence mental health, shape thoughts, self-beliefs, well-being. Building and nurturing a strong support network isn't just nice, it's essential for subconscious reprogramming.
So take an honest look at current relationships. Identify supportive ones and maybe draining ones.
Yes. Who genuinely supports your growth? Who hinders it?
How do we cultivate positive relationships? Build that system.
Seek like-minded people, hobbies, classes, volunteering, networking. Be the positive influence you seek. Set healthy boundaries with draining individuals.
Nurturing existing support involves
Being present, showing appreciation, being vulnerable, authentic, offering support back, celebrating successes together, regular check-ins, meaningful connection.
mentors and coaches play a valuable role too.
Invaluable insights, accountability, support from experienced guides, and accountability partners sharing progress, challenges, mutual encouragement with someone on a similar path.
Building support isn't always easy. The guide acknowledges challenges.
Geography, time constraints, social anxiety, past negative experiences, they're real hurdles.
Strategies to overcome them.
Leverage technology for connection. Prioritize key relationships. Start small with social interactions. Practice self-compassion.
Ultimately, a strong support system offers huge benefits. Resilience, self-esteem, mental health, goal achievement, accelerated growth.
Absolutely. Maintaining it requires ongoing effort, check-ins, being proactive, staying open, addressing conflicts constructively, adapting to changes, practicing gratitude for your people. Okay, learner, directing mental energy, setting clear intentions.
We hear about goals, but the guide distinguishes goals from intentions.
Yes, learner, goals, external achievements, future-focused, the what. Intentions, internal, present-focused, the how you want to approach things, feel the energy you bring now.
Intentions guide thoughts, actions, way of being in the present, shaping subconscious patterns.
Exactly. They have a unique power in reprogramming because they work moment to moment.
How do we set clear, effective intentions? Guidelines.
Make them personal. Phrase positively. Use present tense. I approach this with calm. Specific yet flexible. Connect with the desired emotion. Write them down. Review, revise regularly.
Examples. Approaching the day with openness. Being fully present in interactions.
Powerful examples, yes.
And like affirmations, daily practices reinforce intentions.
Morning focus. Mindful decisions aligned with intentions. Visual reminders. Intention affirmations. Intention visualization. Sharing with accountability partners. Keep them top of mind.
Challenges exist here too. Distractions, overwhelm, competing priorities, discouragement.
Common hurdles. Practice self-compassion. Recommit. Intentions create ripples influencing your actions, environment, relationships. Integrating intentions with goals ensures daily actions align with deep values. The guide offers a practical exercise for setting personal intentions. Okay, learner, exploring the inner world. Transformation through creativity.
Creativity might seem separate from subconscious reprogramming, but the guide links them strongly.
A profound connection, learner. The subconscious is a reservoir of memories, emotions, ideas below conscious awareness. Creative activities provide a channel to this inner world,
Allowing deeper thoughts, feelings to surface non-verbally.
often in surprising ways, like a key unlocking a hidden door to your inner self.
Bypassing the critical logical mind for deeper insights.
Exactly. Creativity processes complex emotions, challenges difficult to address logically. The guide shares an anecdote of using painting to process anxiety. You don't need to be artistic. The value is an authentic expression, exploration.
Quick creative exercises mentioned.
Stream of consciousness writing, doodling without judgment, mindful coloring, improvisational movement, vocal exploration sound, accessible ways to start.
How does creativity unlock new thought patterns?
When stuck, you often see things from one perspective. Creativity allows new angles. Drawing a problem, writing about it differently, acting it out, lets the subconscious process it differently.
Leading to insights, novel solutions, breaking rigid patterns?
Often, yes. Like the executive using painting for a new business strategy visual, less analytical approach.
The guide suggests practical ways to incorporate daily creativity.
Morning pages, free writing, lunchtime sketching breaks, creative toolkit nearby, dedicated time for creative hobbies, creative problem-solving mindset, focus on process, not product, experiment fearlessly,
It addresses creative blocks too, offers solutions.
change environment, embrace imperfection, set a timer, try a new medium, collaborate. Creativity has profound healing potential, giving voice to the inner world, processing emotions, reshaping subconscious patterns. Okay, learner, making change last, establishing routines for success.
Routines seem practical, sustainable for reinforcing positive behaviors, thought patterns, leading to deeper reprogramming.
Absolutely, learner. Routines provide structure, reduce decision fatigue, transform desired behaviors into automatic habits, key for reprogramming. The guide shares how a simple morning routine led to profound positive changes.
How do routines impact subconscious programming so significantly?
Consistency is key. Repeating actions, thoughts at predictable times signals importance to the subconscious. They aid habit formation, bypassing willpower. Manage emotional state, reducing stress, increasing positivity, reduce decision fatigue, freeing mental energy, reinforce positive self-image, personal efficacy.
The guide gives examples for effective morning routines.
Consistent wake-up, hydrate first thing, brief gratitude practice, some movement exercise, visualize the day, recite affirmations.
And for an effective evening routine,
Consistent bedtime, digital detox before sleep, reflect on the day, plan key tasks for tomorrow, relaxation techniques, gratitude review.
sticking to routines can be hard. Strategies.
Start small. Don't overhaul everything at once. 1 or 2 changes, build gradually. Be kind, patient with slip-ups. Celebrate consistency, effort.
Personalized routines. Align with chronotype, morning night owl, personal goals. Integrate mindfulness.
Yes, tailor them. And crucially, build in rest and recovery, vital for sustainability. Routines are tools for continuous growth. Incorporate learning, self-reflection, goal setting, pushing comfort zones, cultivating positive traits. Align them with core values.
Routines might need to evolve. Adapt to life stages.
Absolutely. Be flexible. Community helps too. Accountability partners, online groups boost motivation, adherence. Okay, learner. Tackling inner obstacles, overcoming fear and self-doubt.
Fear and self-doubt feel so ingrained, pervasive, they really hold us back.
It truly can. The guide explains fear often roots in the subconscious, an overprotective mechanism, not always distinguishing real threats from imagined ones.
Sources. Childhood experiences, past failures, social conditioning, media.
Common sources, yes. Understanding roots allows self-compassion, insight.
The guide provides practical exercises to face and reframe fears.
The fear inventory. List fears. Analyze likelihood impact. Worst case scenario planning. Think through the worst. Realize you can handle it. The fear exposure ladder. Gradual exposure in manageable steps. Challenging fearful thoughts. Question validity. Find contrary evidence. Acting as if. Behave as if unafraid. The compassion exercise. Treat yourself like a kind friend. Future self-visualization. Imagine overcoming fear. Feel the success.
Affirmations and visualizations are especially effective against self-doubt.
Rewriting that internal narrative. Boosting self-belief. The guide gives specific examples for confidence, step-by-step visualizations for success.
Embrace vulnerability, imperfection. Healthier relationship with fear doubt.
Yes. Build self-compassion. Challenge negative self-talk. Take actionable steps to build confidence. Set achievable goals. Track progress. Celebrate small wins. Be consistent. Seek support. Creates a positive cycle, eroding doubt.
The goal isn't eliminating fear doubt entirely. They can be protective.
Exactly, learner. Healthy caution is good. The aim is preventing them from paralyzing you. Developing resilience, courage to move forward despite them. Okay, learner, nearing the end, but the journey continues. Embracing lifelong growth.
Continuous personal development. Recognizing we're always evolving.
It absolutely is, like a garden needing constant care. Lifelong growth is consciously working on yourself, embracing change, seeking knowledge, pushing boundaries. Not a destination, an ongoing journey.
Why is this commitment so important?
Helps adapt to change, builds resilience, provides deep fulfillment, opens opportunities, inspires others.
Techniques for a growth mindset. Embrace challenges. Learn from setbacks. Cultivate curiosity. Seek feedback. Self-reflect.
Key techniques, yes, and practical strategies to make growth a habit. Schedule time, start small, use reminders, celebrate progress, find accountability, be patient, compassionate.
Continuous learning is integral.
Absolutely. Reading, courses, seminars, podcasts, practicing new skills, embrace change uncertainty, reframe perspective, focus on control, practice mindfulness, seek support. Your growth has ripples, influencing others.
Overcoming growth plateaus.
Try new approaches, revisit fundamentals, seek inspiration, take a break for integration. There's profound joy in the journey of lifelong growth, self-discovery.
It's about embracing the journey, recognizing we're works in progress.
Precisely, learner, approaching life with openness, curiosity. Learning and evolution are continuous, enriching processes.
Well, learner, what a deep, insightful dive into the power of your subconscious mind using the Mind Makeover Guide. It's clear you have the power to actively shape your experiences.
By understanding and consciously working to reprogram those deep patterns within.
We've covered a whole toolkit, haven't we? Understanding the subconscious, the science, identifying negative patterns.
Using positive tools like affirmations, visualization, mindfulness, breathing, gratitude, creating a supportive environment, and so much more.
Remember, learner, this isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing, rewarding process. Keep showing up for yourself.
Acknowledge and celebrate those small wins. View setbacks as learning opportunities. Focus on who you're becoming.
We truly believe in your commitment to growth, your ability to cultivate a mind that serves you.
Embrace this continuous journey of growth, transformation, success. Keep exploring, keep applying these insights. The adventure continues with every conscious step.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me for this special session of powerful positive affirmations. These affirmations are here to help you start your day with a sense of confidence, peace, and purpose. So let's take a deep breath together, set aside any stress or worries, and focus on filling our minds with positive energy and possibility. You deserve to feel empowered and uplifted. And I'm here to guide you through affirmations that will remind you of your strength, worth, and potential. Let's dive in. Thank you, universe, for this beautiful day and all it holds. Thank you for the fresh opportunities, the experiences, and the blessings that fill my life. I am grateful for each breath, each heartbeat, and every moment that I am alive. I thank the universe for guiding me along my path, always bringing me exactly where I need to be. I appreciate the wonderful people in my life who bring me joy, support, and connection action. I am grateful for the relationships I have, for the love I give and receive. I am thankful for my health, for the strength and energy that carry me through each day. I honor and appreciate my body, which allows me to experience this world fully. Thank you, universe, for the gift of health, vitality, and well-being. I am grateful for each day that I wake up feeling strong, energized, and ready to embrace life. I am grateful for the resources, the opportunities, and the prosperity that support me. I am thankful for the financial stability that allows me to live comfortably and pursue my dreams. Thank you, universe, for the abundance that flows to me effortlessly and consistently. Thank you for every experience, for each challenge, and every success that has shaped me. I am grateful for the wisdom I've gained through life's ups and downs. Thank you, universe, for teaching me resilience, patience, and strength. I am grateful for the beauty around me in nature and in the little things I often overlook. Thank you for the sun, the stars, and the endless wonder that fills this world. I appreciate the peace I feel in nature, the joy in a simple moment, and the beauty that surrounds me. Thank you, universe, for reminding me of the magic in everyday life. Thank you for the dreams that fill my heart and the courage to pursue them. I am grateful for my passions, my goals, and my purpose. Thank you for inspiring me, for fueling my ambition, for guiding me toward my true path. I am thankful that I am always moving forward, learning and growing. I am grateful for the clarity that guides my decisions and the intuition that lights my way. Thank you, universe, for the inner wisdom that helps me make choices aligned with my highest good. I trust in the guidance I receive, knowing I am supported and directed toward my purpose. Thank you for the peace and confidence I feel when I rest in the journey. Thank you for the joy, laughter, and happiness that fill my life. I am grateful for the moments of fun, the smiles, and the memories that brighten my days. Thank you for the happiness that flows into me life, lifting my spirits and warming my heart. I am thankful for every joyful experience, big or small. Thank you for the power within me to create, to inspire, and to make a positive impact. I am grateful for the ability to share kindness, love, and positivity with the world around. Thank you, universe, for the unique gifts I have to offer and for the ways I can make a difference. I am grateful that I am able to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. Thank you for the peace I feel in this moment, for the stillness and calm within me. I am grateful for the ability to slow down, breathe, and connect with my true self. Thank you, universe, for moments of silence and serenity that remind me of my inner strength. I appreciate the calm, the claw, it and the contentment I find in simply being at rest, that the universe is always working in my favor, guiding me toward my highest potential. I am grateful for the journey I am on, for every step that brings me closer to my dreams. Thank you, universe, for the support, love, and protection that surround me every day. I am open to all the blessings and opportunities yet to come. I am grateful for the relationships I have, for the love I give and receive. I am thankful for my health, for the strength and energy that carry me through each day. I honor and appreciate my body, which allows me to experience this world fully. Thank you, universe, for the gift of health, vitality, and well-being. I am grateful for each day that I wake up feeling strong, energized, and ready to embrace life. I am grateful for the resources, the opportunities, and the prosperity that support me. I am thankful for the financial stability that allows me to live comfortably and pursue my dreams. Thank you, universe, for the abundance that flows to me effortlessly and consistently. Thank you for every experience, for each challenge, and every success that has shaped me. I am grateful for the wisdom I've through life's ups and downs. Thank you, universe, for teaching me resilience, patience, and strength. I am grateful for the beauty around me in nature and in the little things I often overlook. Thank you for the sun, the stars, and the endless wonder that fills this world. I appreciate the peace I feel in nature, the joy in a simple moment, and the beauty that surrounds me. Thank you, universe, for reminding me of the magic in everyday life. Thank you for the dreams that fill my heart and the courage to pursue them. I am grateful for my passions, my goals, and my purpose. Thank you for inspiring me, for fueling my ambition, for guiding me toward my true path. I am thankful that I am always moving forward, learning and growing. I am grateful for the clarity that guides my decisions and the intuition that lights my way. Thank you, universe, for the inner wisdom that helps me make choices aligned with my highest good. I trust in the guidance I receive, knowing I am supported and directed toward my purpose. Thank you for the peace and confidence I feel when it rest in the journey. Thank you for the joy, laugh, and happiness that fill my life. I am grateful for the moments of fun, the smiles, and the memories that brighten my days. Thank you for the happiness that flows into my life, lifting my spirits and warming my heart. I am thankful for every joyful experience, big or small. Thank you for the power within me to create, to inspire, and to make a positive impact. I am grateful for the ability to share kindness, love, and positivity with the world around. Thank you, universe, for the unique gifts I have to offer and for the ways I can make a difference. I am grateful that I am able to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. Thank you for the peace. I feel in this moment for the stillness and calm within me. I am grateful for the ability to slow down, breathe, and connect with my true self. Thank you, universe, for moments of silence and serenity that remind me of my inner strength. I appreciate the calm, the clarity, and the contentment. I find in simply being at rest that the universe is always working in my favor, guiding me toward my highest potential. I am grateful for the journey I am on, for every step that brings me closer to me dreams. Thank you, universe, for the support, love, and protection that surround me every day. I am open to all the blessings and opportunities yet to come. Take another deep breath and then slowly let it out. Let the energy of the affirmations fill you up and give you the confidence, clarity, and strength you need today. Remember, you have the power to shape your thoughts and your reality. And every time you choose to focus on positive affirmations, you are choosing to bring more good into your life. Thank you for being here with me today. Let these affirmations guide you, filling you with confidence, peace, and purpose. As you go about your day, you are strong, capable, and deserving of an amazing life. Go out there, be your best self, and make today truly incredible. We'll see next video. Get more video like this. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. Get positive vibe and stray positive vibe only.